JP Brand is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right.
These are the moments that really matter. Let's see if JP Brand can deliver.
It looks like Melvin Gauss is getting ready to make their move. They're taking their time to warm up those tires and get everything just right.
It's all about finding that balance between staying calm and focused, while also pushing the limits.
Melvin Gauss is driving through Advenbogen. This is where the mental game comes into play. Donovan Liu is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run.
This is the moment they've been preparing for. Let's see if they can execute.
Donovan Liu is looking relatively composed going through Bilstein Curve.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
Mike McGear is on their out lap. Donovan Liu is out on track and getting ready to push for their qualifying time. Donovan Liu appears focused and prepared driving through Yokohama S.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
It's all about strategy in these early moments. Wayne Midden is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run and get everything just right.
Patience is key in these early moments, Lucy. But I have a feeling Wayne Mitten is going to make it count.
Wayne Midden crosses the start-finish line at the end of their outlap. It's clear that Peter Grobler is pushing Thearcar to the very edge of traction on this qualifying lap. It seems like Peter Grobler is struggling, currently 0.12 off their best pace.
Peter Grobler is likely taking a deep breath to try and refocus their efforts.
There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Peter Geldenhuys is driving through Vidal chicane.
I have always loved this section of the track.
Peter Geldenhuys has completed their outlap. It's all about precision and speed in qualifying, and Jacobus Basson is nailing both. Jacobus Basson is looking relatively composed going through Bilstein Curve.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
Mike McGear is up minus 0.18.
It's amazing what a little bit of adrenaline and a lot of horsepower can do. Mike McGear is just showing us all what they're made of.
Mike McGear appears focused and prepared driving through Mercedes Arena.
Spectators near here can smell the smoke wafting from nearby grills.
Jandre Bucas is up minus 0.34. Jandre Bucas is driving through Bilstein Curve.
I have always loved this section of the track.
This is what it's all about. Eugene is putting everything they've got into this qualifying session. Eugene is looking relatively composed going through Bilstein Curve. Ronnie Jonker is looking for ways to improve their consistency.
Good question, Lucy. It's all or nothing.
Ronnie Jonker has completed their first flying lap in 1:35.503. Peter Grobler is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.2 seconds down. Robert R. Coots is up -0.3.
Looks like Robert R. Coots is really cooking with gas out there today.
Robert R. Coots appears focused and prepared driving through Bilstein Curve. It looks like Ronnie Jonker is getting ready to make their move. They're taking their time to warm up those tires and get everything just right. Ronnie Jonker is driving through Mercedes Arena.
There's not much better than sitting near here and watching the cars speed by.
Melvin Gauss has improved by -0.16 up through Yokohama S.
There's no guarantee that Melvin Gauss can maintain this delta through the rest of the lap.
This is where the mental game comes into play. Jacobus Besson is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run. Jacobus Besson is looking relatively composed going through Bilstein Curve.
There's a spot near here where the teenagers sneak off to make out.
A disappointing performance from Robert R. Coots so far in this qualifying session. Finding themselves in 15th position is certainly not what they were aiming for. However, they have the talent and experience to bounce back and salvage a better result.
Absolutely, Lucy. Robert R. Coots is facing a challenging situation, but they have the skill and determination to turn things around. It's not over until the checkered flag, and they still have a
Robert R. Coots has some work to do as that 132.369 is only good enough for 15th. It's been a struggle for Ronnie Jonker in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 14th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid.
You're absolutely right, Lucy. Ronnie Jonker might be disappointed with their current position, but there's still time to make a difference. They'll need to remain composed, analyze the data, and push themselves to the limit to improve their qualifying result.
It's been a challenging day for Wihan in qualifying. They currently sit in 21st position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result. Wihan appears is focused and prepared driving through Advenbogen. A tough outing for Ernest Heather in qualifying today. They currently sit in 12th position, which is far from ideal. However, there's a chance for them to regroup, analyze their data, and make some adjustments to their setup to improve their result.
You're spot on, Lucy. Ernest Heather has had a tough time in this qualifying session, but they shouldn't be counted out just yet. With their experience and the support of their team, they might find the extra speed needed to move up the grid.
Safety car, speed 100 km/h.
A challenging session for Wihan so far. They're currently in 21st position, which is not where they wanted to be. But in motorsport, we've seen remarkable comebacks, and they'll be hoping to turn their fortunes around and secure a better result. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Nürburgring, Sprint, Formula, OSRW, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Starting from the second position on the grid, we have Peter Grobler. Peter Geldenhuys will look to make a splash from the third position on the starting grid.
It's not always easy to get the SSM Peugeot 308 GTI TCR this high up the starting grid.
Lining up in fourth is Jamie Nichols.
It's like they're on the outside looking in, close enough to see the front without actually being there.
The fifth position belongs to Mark Guy.
A strong grid position, and they'll be expecting a solid result today.
And just like that, the race has started. Now, we'll see who has the skill and to outmaneuver their rivals.
This is where the true test of the driver's skill comes into play. It's all about finding the right line and carrying as much speed as possible through the turn.
The drivers will need to be precise and calculated if they want to make it through this section unscathed.
And with so many cars jostling for position, it's a real test of nerve as well. One wrong move and you could be out of the race before it even really gets started.
That's right. The pressure is really on these drivers to perform. As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. Racing is normally closely fought here at Nürburgring, Sprint, Formula, OSRW. I think we are in for a cracking race.
The race isn't won in the first turn, but there have been plenty that have ended there, Lucy.
The pressure is on when the wheel is this tightly packed. Maintaining just enough aggression to hold off their rivals without pushing too hard will help these drivers keep it moving.
I'm looking forward to this one, Lucy, and we'll see a return to form for Jamie Nichols in this outing in Germany.
The delta between Ronnie Jonker in 12th and Jamie Nichols remains over a second, but Ronnie Jonker is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 1 minute left in this session to make that happen. Donovan Liu is giving it their all as they chase down Ernest Masson, and just like that, the race has started. Now, we'll see who has the skill and nerve to outmaneuver their rivals.
This is where the true test of a driver's skill comes into play. It's all about finding the right line and carrying as much speed as possible through the turn.
The drivers will need to be precise and calculated if they want to make it through this section unscathed.
And with so many cars jostling for position, it's a real test of nerve as well. One wrong move and you could be out of the race before it even really gets started.
That's right. The pressure is really on these drivers to perform. Oh, the pressure is intense. These three drivers are displaying incredible skill and determination. It's like a high-speed chess match out there. Breaking news, folks. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Every move counts now as Mark Guy works to reel in Peter Geldenhuis and overtake for P3.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Mark Guy needs to stay patient and wait for Peter Geldenhuis to make a mistake.
Looks like Melvin Gauss is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curves aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
It's an intense battle for position as Robert Arcutz tries to outmaneuver Ernest Masson. This is edge-of-your-seat racing.
That's right, Lucy. The pressure can easily get the best of even seasoned drivers. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
It's a close race between Wihan and Robert Arcutz in 17.
Should things go awry, Wihan and Robert Arcutz might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
Martin Meyer is on a mission, chasing Wihan, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
With just 0.4 seconds between them, Martin Meyer will need to close the gap to have hopes of a pass.
Peter Grobler is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
This is a thrilling battle as Peter Geldenhuis edges closer to Mark Guy in their fight for P3.
This is not going to be an easy pass to make.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Mike McNear is chasing Jamie Nichols in P8. This is going to be a nail-biter. Eugene is defending for their life, but Ernest Heather is right there doing everything they can to force a mistake.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for Ernest Heather to make up that gap, especially with Eugene defending so well.
The race is really heating up. Ernest Heather is hunting down Eugene with everything they've got.
This is where every inch counts. Ernest Heather is pushing hard to close the gap on Eugene. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
Looks Wihan is hot on the tail of Ernest Besson.
The gap between them is now just over 0.3 seconds.
Jacobus Besson seems to be putting the pressure on Mike McGear.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
That driver is really pushing the limits. They're riding the curbs and pushing the car to its limits.
Oh, this is getting intense. Martin Meyer is just a few car lengths behind me.
The gap is 0.4 seconds now. Martin Mayer is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Wihan.
Jamie Nichols has the pedal to the metal chasing JP Liu. Things are heating up as Jacobus Besson tries to close the gap to Mike McGear. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Ernest Heather trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Donovan. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Ernest Heather in 14th determined to catch.
Breaking news, folks. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement this driver's legendary status.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Jamie Nichols must be laser focused on JP Liu's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Jacobus Besson trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mike McGear. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish. The adrenaline is pumping as Jamie Nichols gets within striking distance of JP Liu in their race for 7th.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Jamie Nichols and JP Lau, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Jacobus Besson, who is currently in P10. But Mike McGear is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Jacobus Besson.
Absolutely, Jacobus Besson in 10th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
The tension is building as Jandre Bucas trails behind Jacobus Besson. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Jacobus Besson is pushing to maintain the lead, while Jandre Bucas is working to close in and challenge for the position. In racing, anything can, and usually does, happen, especially in such an epic showdown. Down Ronnie Jonker in P13. Wow, Jonathan Visser is really pushing hard to catch up to Wihan. There's blood in the water for 19th place.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
It's a battle out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
Jandre Bukes is so close to Jacobus Bassen that if this were a dance floor, they'd be doing the tango.
The action is non-stop as Donovan shadows Ronnie Johnson for every twist and turn, determined to claim 13th.
If Donovan Lau gets any closer to Ronnie Jonker, they'll need to start sending out winning invitations.
Every move counts now as Ronnie Jonker works to reel in Donovan Wu and overtake for P13. The pressure is on for Hernes Besson as they try to catch up to Martin Meyer.
Hernes Bassen is looking to close the 0.4 second gap and make a pass.
The race is heating up as JP Liu in 8th closes in on JP Nichols. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. Oh, this is getting intense. Mike McGear is just behind JP Liu. Jandre Bukes is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Jandre Bukes needs to be careful not to overdo it.
It looks like Robert Arcoots is pushing hard to catch up to Ronnie Jonker. That's not a small gap, but Robert Arcoots has what it takes to challenge for the position.
This is where experience comes into play. Ronnie Jonker has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but Robert Arcoots is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Jonathan Visser is on a mission, chasing Brian, who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
Jonathan Visser needs to focus if they want to make a move and pass Wehan.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Melvin Gauss will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. The battle for 6 is heating up as Jamie Nichols tries to catch Wayne Nittick in P6.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Jamie Nichols needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Things are heating up as Mike McGear closes in on JP Liu. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. The delta between Peter Geldenhuys in 5th and Melvin Gauss remains over a second, but Peter Geldenhuys is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 14 minutes left in this session to make that happen.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as Peter Geldenhuys tries to reel in Melvin Goes. But Melvin Goes is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Peter Geldenhuys needs to find a little extra speed to bring the fight to Melvin Goes and move up the field.
Wow, JP Brand is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race. The leader has just finished the race. A fantastic result for JP Brand.
You could feel the tension building throughout the race, but JP Brand remained focused and in control. That's what separates the winners from the pack.
Peter Grobler never gave up. They drove with heart and determination, ultimately securing a well-deserved second-place finish.
Intense race, but Peter Grobler held their nerve and earned a great second place.
What a race from Mark Guy, showing their skill and determination for a great third-place finish. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th is Melvin Gauss, Peter Gelgenhuis, Jamie Nichols, and Wayne Midden. 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th sees Jandre Bucas, Ernest Heather, J.P. Liu, and Jacobus Besson. Donovan Liu, Robert R. Coots, Mike McGear, and Ronnie Jonker in 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. With Eugene, Martin Meyer, Ernest Besson, and Wihan in 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Jonathan Visser, Philip Van Staden, and Wafik Thiessen take 20th, 21st, and 22nd. You've joined us on a breezy day here at Nürburgring, Sprint, Formula, OSRW, as we're getting ready to kick things off.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Lucy.
As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Ernest Heather starting in second position. The third position is occupied by Jandre Bucas. Wayne Midden is fourth. Jamie Nichols has qualified fifth. On the 6th grid slot, we have Peter Geldenhuis.
Jamie Nichols isn't going to make it easy to get through the pack.
And that's the race underway. Some very quick reactions there.
Maintaining composure is essential in this high-stakes environment. The ability to react and adapt will be the key to success.
The drivers are jockeying for position. JP Liu will be looking to get off to a good start and consolidate their position.
The drivers are walking a fine line during the first lap melee as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
The tensions are high, and no one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap. Ronnie Jonker has got off to a great early start, already gaining places. Gotta be pleased with that start, John, all things considered.
With a start like that, Ronnie Jonker might be looking to add a few more fans to their cheering section today.
Basson will be studying the nearby drivers and looking for anything that could give them an advantage. As the drivers get this race underway, let me give a shout out to the admin team at Simspeed Motorsports for making this all possible. Heroes one and all. It's been a solid race so far for Marta. They're holding their position and keeping a steady pace. We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Simspeed Motorsports. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Ernest Heather trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Marta. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination.
And that's the race underway. Some very quick reactions there.
Maintaining composure is essential in this high-stakes environment. The ability to react and adapt will be the key to success.
The pursuit is on. Peter Geldenhuis is closing the gap on Jacobus Basson, determined to claim P19. Thrilling battle as Peter Grobler edges closer to Jonathan Visser in their fight for P21. Some great driving from Jean-Ray Lucas has increased their lead over Weeman and is starting to put some distance between them.
Agreed, Lucy. Superb driving there. If they keep this up, this race should be a real thrill ride.
Hey, John, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Lucy, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
The race is really heating up. JP Liu is hunting down the lead and everything they got. Jamie Nichols wants to find a way around JP Liu.
If you don't push the boundaries, you will never know where they are.
Oh, this is getting intense. JP Brand is just a few car lengths behind Jamie Nichols.
The mental game is just as important here. JP Brand must keep their cool while putting pressure on Jamie Nichols.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Jonathan Blue is right on the heels of Ronnie Johnson, and we're in for a wild ride. Looks like Jacobus Basson is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control.
This is what it's all about, folks. Peter Grobler is in hot pursuit of Jacobus Basson, who's just trying to stay ahead. A great moment for Peter Grobler, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. It looks like Jacobus Basson is all over Peter Grobler. I think they are gonna press them through Mercedes Arena and try and press for a mistake.
For sure, Lucy, that's exactly what I would be doing here, as Peter Grobler is gonna be aware of them riding their bumper. It looks like they have the speed to make a move. I just hope they have the patience to do it cleanly.
Peter Geldenhuis wants to close that gap with Jacobus Basson. JP Lou is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 1.0 seconds down. It's a thrilling pursuit as JP Brand is right behind JP Lou, keeping the pressure on the pace. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. Look at that, Ronnie Johnson is hot on the tail of Mike McGee.
You can see that car bouncing around as they ride the curbs. It's a risky move that could end in disaster.
Jonathan Visser is holding 18th, but Peter Grobler is right on their tail. Frustration must be building for Jonathan Visser. They've just lost 18th position to Peter Grobler and they're going to have to work hard to get it back. It's a brilliant day for racing here at Nürburgring, Sprint, Formula, OSRW. I'm really enjoying this.
This race is truly epic. What a treat to be sat here witnessing this spectacle.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Peter Geldenhuis is chasing Jacobus Basson in P20. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. What a move, JP Brand has moved up to 5th. Things are heating up as Jamie Nichols tries to close the gap to JP Brand. Arena, I'm sure they may have a cheeky peek up the inside.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
The pressure is on for Eugene as they try to catch up to Robert Arquez. This is where the race gets really interesting, with Nick Wiese is closing in on Ernest Basson. Peter Grobler is giving it their all as they chase down Martin Meyer in P16. An impressive showing from Peter Grobler, who has gained positions and left Martin Meyer in the dust.
Absolutely, Lucy. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and Peter Grobler can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
A tough moment for Martin Meyer, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 18th.
Sucks to be them, Lucy.
This race is getting even more intense. The drivers are pushing each other to the limit.
It's like they're playing a game of chicken, but with cars. And the winner gets to take home the checkered flag and bragging rights.
That's one way to put it. These drivers have to be in top physical and mental shape to compete at this level.
It's like they're training for the Olympics. And like you said, the mental fortitude required to stay focused and alert for the entire race is wild.
Hold up, breaking info. Look at this, John, what a shame for Martin Meyer. They lost P18 to Jacobus Basson, and that's got to hurt. The intensity is off the charts as Jamie Nichols hounds JP Lou, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit.
This battle between Jamie Nichols and JP Lau is so intense, you could cut the tension with a knife, or should I say, with a front wing.
JP Lou is on a charge. Their split time shows they have upped their pace. This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit. Great driving from Robert R. Coots, who has just gained a place and moved up to 11th. As a former racing driver, John, how challenging was it to adapt your driving style to account for tire degradation throughout a race?
It was a constant challenge, Lucy. Tire degradation can change the car's balance and handling, so drivers need to be versatile and adaptable. It requires continuous adjustments to driving techniques and a keen understanding of the car's behavior.
Lafite Thiessen is looking for an opportunity to get around Ernest Basson. Fantastic move from Lafite Thiessen, who has just gained a position. In your experience, John, what was the most challenging aspect of maintaining concentration during a race?
The most challenging aspect, Lucy, was managing the various inputs and distractions during the race, from radio communication with the team to monitoring car performance and race strategy. It's a delicate balancing act that requires immense mental discipline.
JP Brand is running third. They are trying to catch Wayne Minnie.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. JP Brand is really walking that fine line.
He's pulling away. Mike McGear is increasing the gap to JP Lou.
It's really looking like Mike McGear is going to be tough to pass today. They're driving with real confidence and authority.
A setback for Mike McGear, who has just been passed.
That's got to hurt. Mike McGear will be kicking themselves right now.
The pursuit is on. Robert R. Coots is closing the gap on Donovan Wu, determined to claim P10.
We'll have to wait to see if Robert R. Coots can use the draft to their advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder their progress.
Every move counts now as Peter Geldenhuys works to reel in Jonathan Visser and overtake for P18. This is a thrilling battle as Ernest Heather edges closer to Jandre Bucas in their fight for P5. Heather has just won the place from Jandre Bucas.
Definitely, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Ernest Heather needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
Oh, this is getting intense. Jandre Bucas is just a few car lengths behind Ernest Heather.
The gap between them is just over 0.4 seconds. Can Gendre Bukis close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Looks like Mark Guy is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curves aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control. The gap between them is just over 0.3 seconds, which can feel like miles if you're trailing and not catching up.
Wafik Thiessen is in there like a rat up a drain pipe, John. Eugene is not going to be happy about that.
Indeed, they've been trying so hard to hold their position, but the other drivers are just too strong. Meanwhile, Wafik Thiessen is showing some great pace.
This is where the true champions shine, and Melvin Gauss is certainly showing their class in the final set. And there it is. Melvin Gauss has completed the race in first place, setting a blistering pace that none of the other drivers could match.
What a result for Melvin Gauss. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that performance, and rightly so. They really put in the work and it's paid off in spades.
What a fantastic race from JP Brand, who brings it home in second place. Excellent focus from Wayne Midden to secure a fantastic third place on the podium.
Great job bringing it home.
In fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, it's Jamie Nichols, Ernest Heather, Gendre Bukis, and J.P. Liu. Coming in 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th we have Mark Guy, Mike McGear, Donovan Liu, and Robert Arcoots. Ronnie Jonker, Peter Grobler, Wafik Thiessen, and Eugene claim 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th. Hernes Basson, Jonathan Visser, Peter Geldenhuys, and Jacobus Basson end in 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. Wihan, Martin Meyer, and Philip Van Staden brings home 20th, 21st, and 22nd.